very simple and use visuals while doing it. And it's going to be a real quick video, right? Now, this is going to touch on the topics of death and the illusion of it. Well, you could determine that part or whatever. And the topics of evolving or de-evolving, right? Now, all your life, this is the reason why people try to do good or whatever, however, and try to determine if they are bad doing, which is really objective if you want to say good or bad. However, topic of this is where you start out at as birth. See that little, and these are called nesting dolls, and a subname would be Russian doll. See that little one right there? Well, let me get a little close up on there. About there. Can I move this up? That's you. Well, that's what you are visually seeing. However, all of what you're seeing here, these other dolls, here, let's just randomly pick some. Right there, this one there, all of those already exist. They are different bodies, etc. Different viewpoints and different standardizations of how you view yourself. And they are all consciously, some of them are aware of their self and some are not aware. Some of them are in the subconscious world and some of them are just operating in different subplanes. Let's talk about when you dream. This is when you are really going into a different, and this is not my terminology. This is from just using a source, the CIA.org or .gov. They use this terminology, the dream state. So I'm gonna roll with that, right? Since we got a reference point. So those who begin a little journey, they start to notice and start to take control of these bodies. And trust me, if you did any type of conscious, and you can mistakenly get into like myself, I got into a actual accident, and in doing that accident, I was conscious and aware of that I was moving in slow motion. Now, this is not the first time that I took notice in my life, in my experience of different phenomena, but that's just one of them. And I was conscious and I was aware and also was speaking with something while this accident was happening. That's yet to be determined. But those that's on their journey, and it don't matter if it's spiritual or not, it's all in the realms of living, because the average person, that's if they stand within a let's just say demarcation line of being a person of value and treating others like they will want to be treated, they are subsequently already moving and expanding their spirit regardless. So because it's a lot of gibberish going on, because people are now trying to, what also happened in the Enlightenment years, people are now trying to basically profit off of the knowledge. This already happened. If you're aware of cycles, then you are aware of the Enlightenment time and afterwards what that brought forth. We just started selling knowledge to one another, and that's how and the 1% was created on the thought and trying to think for others. However, now I'm not putting no whereabouts or which bodies they are. They are all you. Some are male, some are females. If you ever been in a dream and you got the chance to be conscious and aware in your dreams and you went to the mirror, you may have discovered that you wasn't even human and wasn't even in a phi body, wasn't even in a pentagram body. You could have been a reptilian based body. However, that be uh, secretly your own reflection of whatever you think you are, because you're more in control of it than what you think you is. But anyway, also along these lines, right? Let me erase this. Along these lines, right? Let's just start from the larger end. Right here, you're this, right? In this physical world, right? And if you don't know how these work, you just put the ones over top of the small one. You put this one in this one. You put this one in this one, and then vice versa. You take them off, etc., etc., etc. Right? So, upon death, this is what happens. 100%. It ain't. It's not my theory. This is just what happened. But if you're unconscious and you get caught in some systems, then this is not what happens. You're this body goes away. Now you're within this body, conscious and aware of it. Now, some may skip that next body and just go into this one here or this one here, but they all simultaneously still exist. Now, let me add to this real fast, real quick, because I didn't even expect for this to be this long either. Those worlds, right? All right, let's close that off. Those worlds still exist. Boom. You, again, let's do it via worlds now. Come on now. Let's say you start here. In a town. So you start here. I just named that Earth because you can see the rest of them have the sun and the moon. Or more so, let's use that one. Earth. All these other expectations, subplanes, also exist simultaneously, and they continue on too. Now, what have been discovered through quantum entanglement and quantum mechanics is that also upon what they are calling death or transition is that actual reality starts from the beginning. It starts from a different viewpoint, but if you're conscious and you let's say develop chronic or chronologic kinesis, what am I trying to say? Chronos kinesis. If you develop how to basically control time by mastering Saturn and having an understanding and an understanding of the actual plane that you are and it's you, and you master Chronos kinesis, you can just begin to work on your timeline and go back within those bodies and basically correct whatever you wanted to correct and play the universe, the God or the devil, whatever, however you want to interpret that. But that's at your leisure. And I'm going to leave it right there because I ain't expect for this to be that long. And thank you if you held on and stayed to this end. Appreciate it. Hit a like.